We might piss you off. It's simply Bitcoin. We break down the news from Twitter, the Daily Fail, meme review, software releases, and the websites by plebes or plebs. Drop us a like, subscribe. Let's go to the numbers. At the time of this recording, the block height is 683,345. The Bitcoin price 53,190. Chain rewrite days 589. Total lightning capacity all-time high 1,302. Okay. 0.01. Bitcoin versus gold market cap 8.39%, and sats per dollar an ugly 1,881.
Man, so I thought it was going to be meh, but then I saw you read the lightning capacity.
Crazy, huh?
And I was like, okay, that puts me in a good mood. And for anybody to try to visualize, if you're still denominating in fiat, that's around $70 million. So $70 million is on lightning right now. That's epic, Phil. You know, and you know that number's just going to keep crawling up.
Yeah,
but it sure is. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the Daily Fail. All right. So look, you know, for some of the people that don't know, I first found Layla's account like back in the bear market. She kind of showed up like towards like the middle end, or at least it started popping up on my timeline, and she was Bitcoin only. You know, this is one of those typical, like Bitcoin in your bio, but shitcoin in your heart. And then, of course, you know, as shitcoin started to pump, it all started to change, and it just became crap. And this, you know, our fail is here. We're going to talk about these shillers and these experts. Let's get into it. Elon Musk isn't joking about Doge, even though he had huge bags and is so dumping on his bag holders. Anyways, I'm convinced he has much bigger plans. Oh, sure you are. Would the genius pushing for humans to become a multiplanetary species be wasting his time on a meme with no endgame? No. Actually, he would. But you see, I'm learning that like there's a lot of people that get bad information just like this, not only on Twitter, but they get it on TikTok, and it's pretty funny. So, okay, you know what? We're going to pull up CoffeeZilla once again, comes through. Okay, check this out. All right, this is pretty funny stuff. Again, it's so cringe. I just don't understand. These people are just going to get so many people wrecked, and they have no idea what they're talking about. All right, let's go.
It's time to listen to the real pros.
If you think Dogecoin hitting 60 cents today is crazy, wait till you hear this. Many analysts, including myself, believe that Doge has the potential to be equal with Ethereum.
First of all, who are these other analysts, and who are you? I looked this guy up on TikTok, and he says he's 16 years old. The 16-year-old analyst. Sorry, go ahead. How rude of me to interrupt you.
Those of you that think it sounds crazy because of Doge's market cap, wait till you hear this. Both Doge and Ethereum have essentially the same endless market cap. And if you keep digging, all aspects of both coins are virtually the same.
Guys, you heard it there first. Endless market cap. Possibilities are endless. It's amazing what you can do with something that's complete vaporware. Endless.
Oh man.
I love it. You know, oh gosh, it's so cringe. And we're just seeing so much more of this. It totally reminds me of 2017, but this time I'm not the shitcoiner. Okay, so it's a lot better, so I can actually see it through a clearer lens. And oh my gosh,
it's back in full force, and we're at the stage in the bull market, Phil, where all the shitcoiners think they're experts right now.
Oh my god!
Because inevitably, like every single bull market, which is of course led by BTC. Man, you know, the shit coins pump, you know, but inevitably what a lot of these people haven't learned because they haven't been through the cycle yet, like Phil and I have, a very, very painful price of tuition that we had to pay, our shit coining days. They're going to have to learn, and they're going to get so wrecked very quickly, and it's just inevitable. That happens, you know. I think it was like a week or so ago. I read a statistic where basically it's taking about $10 million every day in inflows just to keep the Doge price where it's at, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
no one's even developing on it. There's nothing there.
man, and
Nothing
I'm
there.
surprised that, what was her name again? I forget. I don't want to
Layla?
butcher Layla. Like, I'm surprised. Like, is she just being insincere? Does she not know it? Is she just in it for the clout? Like, it's strange because I've seen that before. Like, she went from Bitcoin in her bio to mostly Bitcoin in her bio.
Yeah.
You know, and
But, but look, I mean, it should kind of say it all.
well, okay, look, it says Bitcoin down, but on the header on the top, Phil, on
Yes.
the top, it says crypto politics motivation. Okay.
It says it all. I mean, it's just, look, it's anything goes, right? It's whatever makes me famous.
Everyone's a scammer.
Are you talking about it right now? Well, then I'm talking about it. So let's get famous.
Yeah. Everyone's a scammer. She's just jumping on the bandwagons, but sucks.
Yep,
but
sucks.
hey, listen,
It was more about the shilling and the stupidity, like that.
Yeah.
That was just secondary.
but yeah,
Anyways.
man, listen, everyone's going to have to pay a price of tuition, especially that dude on TikTok.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. It's going to hurt. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
The Daily Meme Review.
all right, everybody. The meme for today is brought to us by looks like a meme. It looks like a meme, but I'm going to be careful by saying he's a pleb because you'll be careful. There's a lot of fake laser eyes. But anyways, you can go follow him at Bit Bull Terrier. Looks like a plebe if you just look at it. But anyways, let's move on. I have to be careful, bro. I can't tell. I have to be careful.
Anymore.
I'm going to check before. Okay. Anyways. Okay. Let's check out the meme. It's the Titanic shake.
We have to give them Joe Rogers purity test. I don't know if you saw.
I
but
saw that.
No one is passing that purity
Dude,
test. So
no,
Joe, if you're
no.
watching this, man, you got to let us know what that purity test is all about. Okay, sorry, Nico. Do it.
No, dude, you're right, bro. That's the ultimate test, and
Yeah.
no
Joe
one's
Rogers
worthy.
purity test.
No one's worthy. But anyways, let's check it out. TikTok is investment advice. Buy the cheapest coin. What's the next meme pump? HMS unit bias. Noobs buying cheap Doge. Centralized shitcoin rug pool. And on the life rast, you got the Bitcoin maxi sats to $1. And then let them drown. No time to explain. We can't save them all. They don't deserve it. Noobs realizing a sat is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Man, it's just very well done, bro. Very well done meme. And because it was very well done, it was more of an art piece, because you have to sit and look at it and observe. It wasn't like a shocker. But because of that, I'm going to give it a Bitcoin freedom grenade, which is green. So it's like mixing up. But inside, there's actual freedom. There's open dimes.
Oh, man.
Yep. What about you, Phil?
Wow. Okay, so besides that being, I think, the craziest score you've ever given here, I think that's a very well done meme. It's it looks very simple, but when you kind of zoom in, you can see it's like feature rich, right? It's got a whole story going on in there, like a really big story. And as a result, I am giving it something very unique. It's getting an M5 paper. Okay. And although it's simple, it's got many features. It's got a lot going on.
Okay.
So yeah, that just happened.
So a Bitcoin freedom grenade, an M5 paper. And guys, if you want to buy yourself one of these, definitely check them out. He's our sponsor. It's cryptocloaks.com. The link is down in the description. They're super awesome, as you can tell. But anyways, Phil, it's time for it.
The Daily News, sponsored by
Crypto Cloaks.
All right, everybody. It looks like
What?
the Taproot activation is becoming like the number time segment of our show. It looks like it's stuck in time.
molasses.
Exactly. And it looks like Binance Pool still hasn't done crap. But as Awi likes to point it out, Binance likes to act like Bitcoin is democracy. LMFAO. Yo, CZ Finance, you're a fraud and a scammer, get wrecked. And of course, he's talking about the poll that everyone significantly voted yes, including myself, even though I knew it wasn't going to mean anything.
That's all right.
Man.
Because he's still a douche.
Yeah, he's still a douche. He doesn't want Bitcoin to succeed. That means that
Of
he
course
could
not.
sell less shitcoins, dude.
100%.
You know? It's, oh man. But anyways, guys, don't you worry. User activated soft fork if all else fails. But check this out, Phil. Moving on to the big breaking news for today. Breaking U.S. annual CPI inflation to 4.2% in April. Guys,
So the fake number's been raised. Sorry.
Wow. It's not like, no. Go ahead, Phil.
Oh, no, go ahead. I was just saying that the fake number was raised.
Yep. It looks like the fake number was raised, and it looks like we told you so. Man, it's just so obvious. We've been pointing this out for months now. Like, look, they're printing a ridiculous amount of money. It's just a matter of time. And today it looks like that was declared. But moving on to the article, man, check out how bad this is. And this is the Daily Mail, okay? This isn't just just an everyday website. This is a Daily Mail, more reputable publication. But anyways, check out the headline. Inflation hits highest rate since 2008. That's the last economic crisis. That's the 2008-2009 economic crisis, which, a lot of people theorize that's why Bitcoin was born, right? In the Genesis block, it says Chancellor on the second bailout for blanks, etc., etc. You guys know the story. But anyways, April 2020, prices have increased 4.2%, the highest since 2008, when the world was on the verge of a recession triggered by the collapse of banks, right? So this is very heavy stuff. What exactly is going on? We think at Simply Bitcoin that it's significantly worse than what they're reporting, right? Let's check out these prices. Metal studs, 20%, copper, 18%, PVC, 18%, steel piping, 10%, structural steel, 8%, etc., etc. Everything is just increasing. It's not only materials to build your houses. This is also food and gas prices, right? But look what the Fed has to say. U.S. Fed Vice Chairman Richard Clarida, we were surprised by higher than expected inflation data. Were you really surprised? What the? I apologize, guys. I'm going to curse. What the fuck did you expect, man? Look at this. Like, how obvious could it be? It's just, they're lying. They're lying to you. They're lying. But I have some good news, Phil, and then I'll shut up. It looks like one U.S. Senator has noticed, and of course, this is Cynthia Lummis. This is the first U.S. Senator to publicly support Bitcoin. She had the laser eyes, and she's a headline speaker at Bitcoin 2021. Guess what she's saying? Unchecked money printing has consequences. That sounds like something a Bitcoiner would say.
Yep,
and of
sure
course, she's linking to the Bloomberg markets. I apologize for talking so much, Phil, but I just had to lay it out for everybody. Why don't you tell everybody your thoughts? And one more time, guys, we told you so.
I mean, wow, right? I think it's actually comical, right? Because that 4.2%, like, that could have been any number higher than what it was. I want to give a shout out to the lumber hodlers. All right, way to go. These people finally having their day in the sun. They've been hodling this lumber. They can finally sell it now. They probably don't want to because money's worthless. So they might want to continue to hodl the lumber. That's scary stuff. Like if you're looking for a house, I'm hearing some pretty crazy stories. I'm hearing some really crazy stories about supply and demand and prices shooting up in places that are pretty unexpected. Yeah, we definitely told you so. And you know what? The people torch the truth tellers, right? People don't really like that. The truth is, it's ugly. It's not fun. It hurts feelings. But at the end of the day, like, our money is built on quicksand. And that it won't work, right? It may work temporarily, but as it's been proven throughout history, in all previous forms of fiat, it fails 99.98% of the time. So, sorry.
It is what it is. And guys, if you want to save yourself, if you want to get in a nice orange life raft, just beautiful and it's just gorgeous and the weather is nice, just buy some Bitcoin. Okay. Avoid all of that BS. Avoid all of that financial, whatever manipulation, money, government creating money out of thin air. Just buy Bitcoin and escape it, man, because inflation doesn't matter if you're in Bitcoin. But, anyways, Phil, let's move on to the next piece of news. Check this out.
You got me wanting to take a vacation now.
I was describing the orange.
Described, the life raft, the whole thing. Now all of a sudden I'm picturing an island. We had that meme. I'm thinking vacation time.
I was describing.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I totally went off track.
No, dude, good. It's supposed to feel that way. I'm describing what it feels like to be protected by this orange force field and this sea of bullshit.
a giant FU orange force field.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. Here we go.
No.
My bad. We're drifting.
Because it just feels, it makes you feel so good inside Bitcoin. Anyways, let's move it on. Forget I said that. Anyways, MoneyGram inks partnership with CoinMine to sell Bitcoin at its locations. Users will now be able to buy cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and shitcoins, with withdrawal in cash at MoneyGram kiosks in the US. The idea is to leverage MoneyGram's peer-to-peer to expand access to Bitcoin and potentially other digital currencies, right? Again, access to Bitcoin, right? It never says that there's going to be other digital currencies. It says potentially, but they love to use the word cryptocurrency. Anyways, the reason I wanted to talk about that, Phil, is there you go. You have Strike. Strike is essentially a direct competitor to MoneyGram, a direct competitor to Western Union, right? Especially with people working in the United States and sending money back to their family, specifically in Central America, right? You get crushed by the fees, by the international transfer fees, right? And you just get crushed by these services. So again, you see a company being forced to move to Bitcoin. They can't resist Bitcoin. You either take advantage of Bitcoin, right? You either try to adopt it, right? Or you're going to get left behind. Of course, they haven't mentioned specifically that they're going to use Lightning or Bitcoin in their thing, but I think it's just a matter of time, specifically if Strike continues to keep doing what Strike is doing, which is phenomenal. Phil?
You know what? I want to make a small point on Strike because a fellow Bitcoin pleb helped me out yesterday. I thought that you could only send, like when you go and buy Bitcoin through Strike, okay? I thought that you could only send it to another Lightning wallet. I didn't realize that all you had to do was scan a QR code from a Bitcoin address. So I'm a giant dumbass who's now been enlightened, and I'm very happy. So Strike just became a lot cooler to me. I mean, look, these MoneyGram, they do have a really big network. These network effects, they are not easy to undo. And you know what? I mean, if they end up sticking to Bitcoin only, then they become part of our ecosystem, like them or not, right? I don't really like them personally. But to me, they're just like Western Union, right? They overcharge on a service that shouldn't cost that much. So, I'm happy to see obviously what, LN Strike is doing. And I do think that companies like MoneyGram is actually positioning itself a little bit better, I think, than Western Union right now, because they're at least attempting to adapt.
Absolutely.
But good luck to them.
Good luck. Yeah. Strike is absolutely going to crush them, but it's inevitable. Yeah. But anyways, Phil, to end the news segment, check out this, man, very, very interesting. Druckenmiller is just another, fiat billionaire, but the observations that he made were just, man, the fact that this is being said on CNBC, you could have never have imagined this 5 years ago. But anyways, let me play the clip.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Look, one of the lines about the dollar we've all heard 100 times the last 10 years is we're the cleanest dirty shirt in the room. There's no alternative. And it's true. That is what has been our strongest case for the dollar is Europe is a complete mess. Who's going to trust the Chinese? So it can't be them. And I've been groping Well, how does that resolve itself? Well, you probably don't remember this, Joe, but 5 or 6 years ago, I said that crypto was a solution in search of a problem. And that's why I didn't play crypto the first wave, because we already had the dollar. What do we need crypto for? Well, the problem has been clearly identified. It's Jerome Powell and the rest of the world's central bankers. There's a lack of trust. So sort of groping for an answer for a central case at best guess. And it's hard to make a forecast 3 months from now, much less 15 years from now. I think the most likely replacement would be some kind of ledger system.
Bitcoin. So he's pointing out, the obvious problem, right? And he said, I love the way he said it. The dollar was a necessary evil. It was the best dirty shirt possible, but it, now we have something better. But anyways, Phil just wants to rip it. So hit it, Phil.
Okay. I mean, look, I totally appreciate where he's coming from and all that good stuff, but you can hear at the end, right? He just wants to get another, it's just going to be a different group that's going to pretend to be accountable, that's going to fuck us all over again. And this is why Bitcoin fixes this, right? We've explained this from the start. It puts the value into the network, right? Instead of letting it be created artificially by the people on the fringes of the network and doling it out to the network. It's very, very different. It totally kills me. It really does, because I'm happy to see him go down this path. But I just want to also add, it's not just a lack of trust. It's not, I don't think it's just the trust that's broken, right? Like it's everything about it that's broken, because now it's been running on this system for so long that so many institutions are broken in so many places. Anyways.
Man, we no longer need institutions, period. I think that's the final connection he needs to make, but he's not going to make that, right? He's a fiat billionaire. We've seen what Charlie Munger says. They care about increasing their wealth in fiat, but man, he said it, right? It's going to be a ledger. It's inevitably going to be Bitcoin, and it's going to be Bitcoin because no one controls it, right?
That's
Therefore,
right.
It's incorruptible. It needs to be. Right? Because eventually money gets corrupted, and that's exactly where we are today. But Phil, there was a software release today. Why don't you tell everybody about it?
Software releases. I don't really care for this update, but Casa App update. They've got a UI redesign, and it looks like they've added sub accounts. That's down below in the show notes.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil. Yeah, man. Some of us don't like Casa. Some of us do like Casa, but it is a Bitcoin software update. That being said, guys, you know what to do. If you enjoyed the show, smash that like button. It's so slow because I'm really tired. And of course, if you want to continue hearing the news from the Bitcoin Pleb perspective and the catastrophic shitcoin and fiat fails, definitely consider subscribing, and we'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Simply Bitcoin.